Crocodile and Nico Robin have turned on each other, and Crocodile has stabbed Nico Robin in the back. I don't know how in the world she would have survived that, but I don't know. We'll have to see. But this whole time they've been working together. I don't think Nico Robin has actually had any sort of intention of helping Crocodile in the end. Obviously, she's helped him throughout the entirety of the Baroque works in terms of getting where he wants to be. But now they've actually got to the poneglyph, and she's going to translate it for him. I think she might be lying. I think what she's telling him is on there, isn't on there. Nico Robin obviously has some sort of ulterior motive for working with Crocodile, for getting to this poneglyph, for the Pluton, for something. But whatever it is, her reasons for being with him is not the idea of helping him get this nuclear weapon, basically. And it's all come to a head now. Crocodile sort of realizes this, and he literally stabs her through the back, all the way through the chest. And yeah, it's brutal, but I don't think Nico Robin is being entirely honest with him with what's on that poneglyph. She says it's some sort of history about Alabaster, and it sounded legit, but I don't know, bro. There's obviously some sort of ulterior motive for her there, and Crocodile saw right through it. And like he said, he didn't trust anybody from the beginning, so he sort of knew this would come eventually, and he was almost playing her and using her to get what he wanted up until this point where he sort of knew she would betray him in the end. Crocodile just he's a chess master, bro. He knows exactly what's going on and when. And yeah, he it's very rarely you see Crocodile stumble at all. Like the only loss he's taken so far is I don't even know. Has he taken an L so far? However, this temple is set to collapse in on itself soon, killing both the King, Crocodile, and Nico Robin, and Luffy, who's just shown up as well to pursue Crocodile. So maybe this is the King's last gambit in order to save Alabaster before, Crocodile does find the Pluton and does manage to take over completely and potentially destroy the world or take over the world pretty much. So I don't know if this is going to work because Crocodile, again, he can turn everything to sand. I don't think rocks falling on him is going to necessarily doing anything. But I think this is, like I said, the King's last desperate attempt to maybe kill the Crocodile along with himself and Nico Robin. But speaking of Luffy, somehow he survived. He got very lucky. That water that he shot out at Crocodile that he missed before came back down after he was all dried up and rehydrated him. So he managed to actually survive that attack from Crocodile. I thought he might be done for for a while, but straight away he was back and he went straight after Crocodile. He needed a little nap. I mean, to be fair, he's been grafting for the last few episodes, for all of Alabaster. He's been constantly pursuing Crocodile. He had that crazy fight with him, and then he went back for another fight, lost, and then, yeah, I mean, fair play. He needed the nap, you know what I mean? I get it. But now he's entered the temple where Crocodile is, and I think they're going to have one last showdown. And yeah, I can't wait to see it. There is 3 minutes left until the cannon fires into the square, killing everybody in Alabama essentially. But it seems like Vivi has found the location when she thought back to where it could possibly be. In the clock tower is what it looks like, because in the flashback you can see gears in the background where the Sansan clan used to hang out, where their secret base was, I guess. And that's where it looks like the cannoneer may potentially be hiding, which is a really genius place to be. It's completely out the way of everybody. It's the last place anybody would expect inside that clock tower. And if Vivi's right, she might be able to stop this cannon from firing, and that will be a huge relief for Alabaster. That gives Luffy more time, because right now, like, even if he beats up Crocodile in the next 3 minutes, which is crazy, there's still going to be a massive loss of 1 million citizens in Alabama. So the clock is literally still ticking, and it's very tense. And another thing, I feel terrible for Tashigi in this episode as well, because she seems like a really nice person. She seems like she's just trying to do her job for the Navy. She's trying to like enact justice, what she thinks is justice. And first of all, she gets destroyed by Nico Robin, which was quite brutal, and then she has to point Luffy to where Crocodile is. And I think she's frustrated because the person she's supposed to be pursuing sort of in the name of justice for Captain Smoker, she's just led to fight Crocodile for her, which I think has probably really conflicted her, because she's got pride as well. She's a swordsman. She wants to enact justice, and she's supposed to be this a member of authority that's taking down criminals and all that sort of stuff. And I think it's sort of upset her that she's got to take somebody else that she deems to be a criminal in order to take somebody else out. And I think, yeah, it really does affect us. So I feel bad for her in that regard. Regardless, I feel like we're closing in on the final moments of Alabaster potentially soon. Everything's coming to a head. Luffy's going to fight Crocodile one more time, I assume. The bomb's nearly going to go off in Alabama, and this is like the last bit of last chance they have of saving the Kingdom of Alabaster. So it's getting very intense now, and I can't wait to see it. So let's do it.